Hey y'all, welcome to Texas Kaiju Fishing. So today's video is my farewell to Lake Leon. We are moving. So this will be the last time I fish Lake Leon. Two whole years of fishing. Learned a lot. Early on, watched a couple videos because I fished before, but only with live bait. So all I knew was a simple cinch knot, little pinch on sinkers, put the worm on and throw it out and hope you get a bite. If I didn't sink at the bottom, I'll have it on the bobber. That's all I knew about fishing. So you spend a couple hours on the YouTube and you get blasted. Talking about absolutely blasted with advertising. So my monkey brain saw that and I ran to Walmart and I purchased a $6 Strike King square bill. When we first moved here, it was middle summer. So I came out here with a 1.5 Strike King square bill, 3 casts, snagged it in that corner, never saw it again. I was pissed. Probably didn't fish for 2 weeks because of that. Watched a couple more YouTube videos and it just, nothing's in. There's like a lot of stuff will try to sell you. It's just advertising. And the channels that really aren't doing that, they don't get pushed up in the algorithm. So it took me a while to find 2 channels that I really like I really enjoy. Richard Jean, the Fishing Machine, and Alex was Realistic Fishing. So in between this whole time, I'm bought a Baitcaster, really cheap Baitcaster. I learned my lesson early about the whole buying stuff that cost a lot. Was that square bill? Luckily, that's all I bought. That was really expensive early on. And so my first Baitcaster was Shakespeare's Alpha series. I'll list it below so you can click on the link. Sold through Walmart.com. And let me tell you, if you can cast that, you can cast anything. Brake system was shoddy. Everything was bad about it. It was a cheap Baitcaster. So after that one, for Christmas, I asked for the Agility, which is $15 more than the Alpha, same brand, Shakespeare, and it's a night and day difference. Freaking sweet. Enjoyed it. Still have it. And then I felt like I hit. Just rock. And then I just slowly started buying more and more combos. I purchased the Black Max 3 combo, rod and reel combo. And that one is really a huge step up from the first 2 I got. So there I went learning how to bass fish. Year one, my comfort lure, little 1/8, 1/4 ounce jig head. No skirt, just like little crappie jig head with any kind of grub. And still to this day, if I can't get a bite on anything else, I'll go get my, now I have a light set up. I used to not have a light gear set up. So imagine me out here with, you know, that little jig head on those crappy Baitcasters. I guess a weaker man would have just quit, hung it up for the day or for life. So many backlashes. So I would say that was my comfort lure for that year. And probably about halfway through the year, I got on a big swim jig or swim bait kick. Paddle tails. Even my wife started joining me out here. So we were out here chunking paddle tails. And they work. I didn't know how well they were going to work, but they work. And my wife actually, she slayed it. She caught some freaking donkeys. And so here we are, just, you know, noobs, not knowing what we're doing, but Texas rigged swim bait on a belly hook is what we stuck with for a good while. And then, you know, there I go again, just my monkey brain, go back to YouTube. And you know, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to the crankbaits. But I wasn't gonna spend $6. No sir. So I started trying out all them no name brands, even subscribed to some boxes. So I used Lucky Tackle Box. That was a nightmare. Those first 2 boxes were great. The 8 other boxes were trash. Tried Mystery Tackle Box. That was awesome. 6 Cents. Awesome. Monster Bass came out. And so I tried a couple of boxes for them. Now they're starting to put a little bit of that China crap that Lucky Tackle Box stuffs their boxes with. So I'd be careful with Monster Bass Box. It might be slipping. But yeah, I got into the whole subscription boxes kick, buying stuff on the side. And, you know, I started just accumulating a bunch of crap. It's crap. Because if I pass away, my wife ain't keeping it. It's not a treasure. It's going to end up at a garage sale or at a freaking pawn store. Which, that's another tip. Check out them pawn shops. There's a lot of pawn fishing gear that, like I said, if I pass away, no one's gonna, my wife ain't gonna give a shit about all the gear I got. I'll just go straight to the pawn. So there I go, accumulating a bunch of crap. And this is the most recent purchase. I believe it was my birthday gift from my in-laws. SLX Shimano with a Shimano Celis rod. I'm a little better at fishing, I guess. So I have a lot of stuff. Might even do some giveaways here and there because there's a lot of stuff I don't like to throw. Like, I've started to kind of narrow down my comfort lures and just gonna stick with what works for me. I'm practicing with a jig head because I've heard they're very universal. You can throw them year round. So I'm practicing a little with a jig head. So So yeah, halfway through the second year, no, about the start of the second year, our buddy James, he invites me to go out fishing with him. So I go, and he absolutely drops the hammer. He catches like 8 fish before I even catch one. And, you know, end of the day, I like picking brains because, you know, you're only gonna learn if you ask questions, right? So I do. What are you throwing? What are you throwing? He pulls out Zoom baby brush hog. Oh man, I threw a creature bait, but it was not the size of a baby brush hog. I threw the Reaction Innovations man bear pig, and that day I caught 3 on the man bear pig, and I caught 2 on Gary Yamamoto's creature. But he was just, by the end of the day, I think he had 18. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get me some baby brush hogs. So next time around, go out with him and the coach, and he has 3 things tied on. He's got the fluke, the baby brush hog, which we now call the juice, and buzzbait. So that morning we went out pretty early. So he started out with the buzzbait. When they weren't hitting the buzzbait, he switched to the fluke, and he caught like 6 that morning on the fluke. I'm an idiot. I started out with a tube, which it wasn't a bad choice. I get 1 hit, and then I hook into my second hit was a tube, and I lose him right at the boat. It's a pretty big fish. I hook set like a girl. Saying I hook set like a girl offends girls. I hook set really, really weak, because sometimes it catches me off guard, and I'm just, That's my hook set half the time. James, he winds up. The coach winds up. Like, you hear the noise when they're setting the hook. And so I think that's why I lost that fish right there. I don't know how to hook set. I suck at hook setting. That's why I stick to medium heavy and heavy rods now. Your hook set can be absolutely terrible. Oh, sorry, not heavy, but fast tip. So it loads up quick. That way, no matter how weak your hook set is, you're gonna drive a hook through them. So yeah, I'm a little hard-headed. I'm an idiot. Didn't tie on the juice. About 3 hours in, I tie on the juice. The coach ties on a wacky rig, and then we just all start having a great day. I think we catch 30 total fish in between all 3 of us. Just had a day of it. And so that's my biggest takeaway from fishing Lake Leon these 2 years and fishing with James. Tie on the juice. Other lures I've mixed into the, where's my dog? Sakura! I mixed in to the show spinnerbaits. If the shad are spawning, or if it's spawn time, spinnerbait. Fall time, I tried throwing it all fall. I didn't get the same results I did in the spring. In the spring and during the actual shad spawn, holy cow, I never caught so many fish with a spinnerbait until I figured out the shad spawn. The flat-sided crankbaits, I'm picking those up over the normal crankbaits. Each of them has their purpose, but that flat-sided crankbait really works well out at this lake for some reason. More than the little, probably just a size thing. I know a lot of their bait fishes are small. Which other lure did I mix in? My wife is home. Better start wrapping it up. Nico rig. That's my favorite finesse technique. I don't like the wacky rig. I don't know why. I like that bottom contact. Nico rig was 1/8, 1/16 ounce weight. And then stick baits for that. Pond wise, the weightless Texas rig Cinco in these ponds, that's worked out the best. And to even go one step further, weightless Texas rig TRD from Z-Man. That size is perfect for those pond fish. They'll come and eat it. Even get you some of those big old bluegills that are in there. Just really have improved fishing wise. It's been great though. It's been so much fun. I really enjoy fishing. I love it so much. Can't wait for my daughter to be old enough to walk out here and hand her a rod and just kill some time out here. Hopefully she enjoys it as much as I do, at least enough to where I can get an hour and a half in before she wants to go home. I know if you fish a lot, hour and a half ain't shit. On a good day, you'll probably spend 4 to 5 hours fishing. Take a lunch break and come back out for the afternoon bite if there is one. But yeah, still doing the same job. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm an athletic trainer. Just moving to a high school out there in the Central Texas area. I have already found some ponds. Missed on some blow-ups. But we'll try to find like a lake. There is a nuclear lake in that area, but it's a state park. And it's packed. Tried to go one day and it was stupid packed. But yeah, hopefully I'll still try to put out content. You know, keep up with the YouTube channel. It is just a video log of me learning how to fish. And I'm telling y'all, one takeaway, Texas rigged baby brush hog. I'll list it below. Texas rigged baby brush hog, the juice. I've heard they got the mid-sized brush hog out. Got to try it out. Because you do catch a lot of dinks with the baby brush hog. But I caught my PB on a baby brush hog. So maybe that mid-sized brush hog will keep the dinks away and have you catching them 2 to 5 pounders more often. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy what I'm doing. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it. Till next time, y'all take it easy.